You can customize a language model while changing exactly 0 original weights. That sounds like training, but the trick is adaptation. If you start by training from scratch, you chose the hardest problem before you learned the smallest one. The beginner path starts with a pre-trained model, then teaches it a narrow behavior using your own examples. The question is not how to build intelligence from 0. The question is what behavior you want to change. LoRA keeps the base model frozen and learns small adapter weights around selected layers. For a concrete example, I will use Qwen3.6b, the same model family used in the current TRL SFT documentation. By the end, you will have a dataset, a baseline, a trained adapter, an evaluation loop, and a deployment decision. But a custom adapter does not magically become a private search engine, a fact database, or a stronger foundation model. It can learn format, tone, task patterns, and domain behavior when your examples actually demonstrate them. Bad examples train bad behavior faster. The code is short. The hard part is deciding what belongs in the data. If you do not test the base model first, you cannot prove the adapter improved anything. Pick one narrow task that you can score with examples you understand. Do not begin with an everything assistant. Hold back evaluation prompts before training so the model cannot simply rehearse every example you later test. Only after the task, data, and baseline are fixed should you run supervised fine-tuning. The important output is not a lower training loss. It is better answers on prompts the trainer never saw. If the base model already does the job, stop. Fine-tuning is useful only when a repeatable behavior gap remains. Pre-training learns a general language model from massive corpora. Fine-tuning adapts an existing model to a smaller target dataset. Supervised fine-tuning trains the model to predict target tokens from labeled examples. TRL implements this with SFT Trainer. PEFT avoids updating every base parameter. LoRA adds trainable low-rank adapters while the original model weights stay frozen. That reduces training and storage cost relative to full fine-tuning because you save and move the adapter instead of another full model copy. LoRA saves trainable parameter cost. It does not remove activation memory, sequence length cost, or the need to run the base model. Good beginner targets are structured output, response style, classification phrasing, extraction patterns, or a stable domain workflow. If the answer depends on documents that change often, retrieval is usually the mechanism you need, because the documents must be fetched at inference time. If a system prompt already fixes the behavior reliably, training adds complexity without solving a new problem. Before collecting data, write a small set of representative prompts and define what a good answer must contain. Keep those prompts outside training. Use examples from the real task. Synthetic examples can help, but only after you inspect them and remove repeated mistakes. TRL accepts conversational datasets with a messages field containing user and assistant turns. A practical local format is JSON lines. Each line can contain one messages array for one training example. For example, the user asks for a concise incident summary, and the assistant returns the exact structure you want the model to imitate. Vary wording, edge cases, lengths, and valid failure cases. A dataset of near duplicates teaches memorization more easily than robust behavior. Your target answers should follow the same policy and formatting rules. Contradictory examples create contradictory gradients. Do not put API keys, credentials, private customer data, or restricted source material into training files you cannot legally or safely retain. Keep a source field outside the text you train on so you know where examples came from and what license or permission applies. Use separate train.jsonl and eval.jsonl files. The eval file is not a second training file. It exists to measure generalization. Print a few records and read them. Schema errors and bad targets are cheaper to catch before the tokenizer sees them. For this path, you need transformers, datasets, TRL, PEFT, and accelerate. Add bits and bytes only if you choose the QLoRA path. Datasets can load local JSON lines files into named train and test splits with one call. The current TRL Quick Start uses Qwen/Qwen3 0.6b and the model card lists Apache 2.0. Load the base model and run your held-out prompts before training. Save the outputs exactly as they are. If you keep rewriting the training set after looking at the same eval prompts, you gradually turn the eval set into training by human feedback. SFT Trainer can accept the model name, your trained dataset, your eval dataset, and a PEFT LoRA configuration. The current TRL documentation shows PEFT config equals LoRA config as the minimal adapter training path. Call trainer.train. The trainer tokenizes the examples, computes supervised token loss, and updates the adapter parameters. Training loss tells you whether the optimizer fits the training tokens. Evaluation on held-out prompts tells you whether the behavior transfers. For supported conversational templates, TRL can set assistant_OK loss to true, so user and system tokens are not part of the optimized target. That option depends on the chat template exposing the required generation boundaries. TRL documents automatic handling for known families, such as Qwen3. Save the trained PEFT model to an adapter directory. Keep the base model identifier with it because the adapter depends on that base. PEFT can report trainable parameters. Use that output to verify you are training adapters rather than accidentally updating the full model. If you customize target modules, know what you are selecting. PEFT supports all linear modules, but broader targeting changes capacity and memory. For your first run, a documented minimal configuration is easier to debug than a copied wall of hyperparameters from a different model. When you tune rank, learning rate, sequence length, or batch behavior, change one thing at a time and rerun the same evaluation. Longer examples increase memory and compute. Do not choose a context length because the model supports it. Choose it because your task needs it. Batch size and gradient accumulation affect memory and optimization behavior. There is no universal value that is correct for every GPU and dataset. Mixed precision can reduce memory and increase throughput on supported hardware, but the right DSP depends on the accelerator and software stack. If the model does not fit comfortably, the next tool is QLoRA. Rather than pretending the GPU has more memory, Bits and Bytes documents QLoRA as a 4-bit quantized base model plus trainable LoRA weights. The current Transformers Bits and Bytes guide recommends NF4 for training 4-bit base models. Create a Bits and Bytes config with load-in 4-bit true and NF4 quantization. Choose a compute doomku only after you confirm your hardware supports it. Pass that quantization configuration when loading the causal language model. Then attach LoRA through the trainer. QLoRA lowers model weight memory, but it does not make every backend equal. Bits and Bytes backend support is still hardware and version dependent. The current Bits and Bytes Quick Start lists Python 3.10 or newer and PyTorch 2.4 or newer. Verify the backend page before you build around it. Memory use depends on model size, sequence length, batch settings, optimizer state, activations, quantization, and adapter configuration. Do not copy a memory number from another tutorial unless the model, context, batch, precision, and software conditions match your run. Record the model revision, dataset revision, package versions, accelerator, and training configuration with every experiment. Run the same held-out prompts through the base model and the adapted model. Then compare outputs side by side. Use task-specific checks where possible. Exact schema validity, required fields, classification accuracy, or human rubric scores beat vague vibes. An adapter can improve your target pattern while making unrelated answers worse. Test a small set of general prompts too. If training examples look perfect, but new examples fail, the adapter learned the dataset more than the task. When failures repeat around bad labels or missing edge cases, repair the dataset before adding training complexity. A lower eval loss can be useful, but your release criterion should be the behavior you promised the user. If you need JSON or another schema, deliberately test missing fields, long inputs, empty inputs, and ambiguous requests. If the product needs safety or policy behavior, include explicit evaluation cases. Do not assume a small task adapter preserves every base behavior. Ask questions whose answers were not in the training examples. This exposes the difference between behavior adaptation and reliable retrieval. Use retrieval when the model must cite, refresh, or ground answers in a changing document collection. Use fine-tuning when the desired change is a repeated response behavior that many prompts should trigger consistently. Use prompting when the behavior can be expressed clearly at inference time, and the base model follows it reliably. Full parameter fine-tuning is a different cost class. Use it only when adapter capacity is demonstrably insufficient, and you can justify the compute and risk. Document the base model, license, training data source, intended task, known limitations, and evaluation method with the adapter. Qwen 3.6b is listed as Apache 2.0 today, but your final distribution also depends on the licenses and permissions of every dataset and component you add. Store the training script, environment file, dataset version, eval prompts, and adapter output together. Keeping the adapter separate makes experiments easier to compare and swap. Merge only when your deployment path actually benefits from it. A model that trains successfully can still fail in serving because of tokenizer mismatch, chat template mismatch, memory limits, or unsupported quantization. Inference must format messages the same way the model expects. A training template and a different serving template can erase the gain you just trained. Benchmark the final serving stack with your real prompt lengths and hardware. Training speed does not predict inference speed. The first hard wall is data quality. An optimizer cannot recover a policy that your targets never define consistently. The second wall is adapter capacity. A small adapter can steer behavior, but it cannot replace a fundamentally inadequate base model. The third wall is fresh knowledge. Fine-tuning does not retrieve new documents that appeared after training. The fourth wall is evaluation. Without held-out tests, you can mistake memorization or style changes for real improvement. The fifth wall is operations. You still own model downloads, GPU memory, serving compatibility, monitoring, and update procedures. For a beginner, the clean stack is base model plus LoRA adapter, plus a version dataset, plus a held-out eval suite, plus a serving template. Make the first experiment intentionally small. Prove the pipeline end-to-end before spending time on a larger base model. Change only the dataset or one training setting, then rerun the same eval. That is how you learn what caused the improvement. Stop training when the held-out task is good enough and extra changes no longer improve the release criteria. Use LoRA when you need a stable behavior change. The base model is already capable, and you want a small, swappable adapter. Use QLoRA when the same adapter approach is right, but base model weight memory is the blocker, and your backend supports the 4-bit path. Stay with prompting when the base model already follows the instruction reliably, and the extra training lifecycle adds no measurable value. Use retrieval when the answer must come from current or private documents at inference time. Do not ask whether you can train your own AI. Ask which layer should change: prompt, retrieval, adapter, or the full model. For your first custom model, freeze the base, train the adapter, test held-out prompts, and stop when the evidence says the behavior is good enough. If you want the next build, use the same eval set and move from this LoRA baseline to QLoRA only when memory is the measured bottleneck.